The 2025 US Defense Intelligence Agency report says Pakistan is still obsessed with building and maintaining weapons of mass destruction. Nuclear warheads, delivery systems, ballistic missiles. Islamabad isn't just holding on to them, it's actively upgrading them. And at the center of this dangerous buildup, China. The 2025 Intelligence Agency report pulls no punches on Pakistan's military ambitions and its cozy relationship with China. Pakistan isn't just worried about cross-border skirmishes or militant attacks at home. It's doubling down on one thing above all: nuclear modernization. Pakistan sees India as an existential threat and is rushing to develop battlefield nuclear weapons to keep India's conventional military advantage in check. That means Pakistan isn't playing defense. They're pushing for a nuclear edge that's designed for quick, tactical use in conflict zones. This isn't some abstract threat. It's a real and dangerous escalation in an already volatile region. Pakistan's nuclear program is not just about building bombs. It's also about keeping control and security tight over its nuclear materials and command systems. But here's the catch. The report says Pakistan almost certainly buys weapons-grade materials and tech from foreign suppliers. And guess who's the main backer? China. China's economic and military support for Pakistan is no secret. Pakistan regularly trains with China's People's Liberation Army, doing joint exercises including a new air drill as recently as November 2024. The report points out that foreign materials fueling Pakistan's WMD programs mostly come from China and are sometimes smuggled through places like Hong Kong, Singapore, Turkey, and the UAE. So while Pakistan talks tough about defending itself, it's quietly depending on Chinese tech and money to fuel its nuclear ambitions. But it's not all smooth sailing. Terrorist attacks targeting Chinese workers on Pakistani soil, 7 Chinese nationals killed just last year, are a real headache, testing this friendship. Also, Michael, the assessment talks about the fact that while we see cross-border terrorism coming from Pakistan into India, the Chinese should really be worried about their own being targets and being targeted in Balochistan, in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, when it comes to insurgents within Pakistan.
Absolutely, and you're right. The fact that this is mentioned in the report, the fact that the Chinese concerns about terrorism for their own interest and their own personnel have grown in Pakistan because they've been hit. That's important, and we don't think about this as much now, given what just happened in recent days with Chinese weaponry helping Pakistan at its crisis. But China-Pakistan relations have actually had significant tensions in recent months because of Beijing's view that Pakistan is not doing enough to help protect Chinese nationals and assets in Pakistan, to the point that, as I understand it, China has essentially sought to get Pakistan's permission to be able to use its own armed security forces in Pakistan, which is not something that Pakistan has been willing to grant to China, important ally though China is for Pakistan. So, for all this conversation, all this discussion in recent weeks about how you have this ironclad Chinese-Pakistan alliance, China supplying Pakistan with all these critical arms, lurking beneath the surface, there still is some tension in this very critical relationship that Pakistan has with China. And given how important Beijing is for Pakistan, given how important Chinese assistance is for Pakistan, that certainly is something that Islamabad and Rawalpindi particularly cannot simply shrug off.
Well, Michael, the fact that Pakistan is having difficult relationship with its very close near neighbors, Iran, Afghanistan, they've had border clashes. China, concerned about what's happening to their own interests in China, especially post the terrorist attack. And in all this, can they really afford to have the kind of acrimonious relationship they're having with India right now? India has made it very clear that it's not just about military action, that the diplomatic sanctions and financial sanctions against Pakistan are here to stay. So the water problem for Pakistan could really become a menace in some time from now. In such a scenario, can Pakistan really afford to have India, a huge country such as India, as an enemy country in the region? And more importantly, is this Asim Munir's personal now has it become a personal ambition, personal agenda rather than one where he's looking at what Pakistan really needs?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very clear that Pakistan is struggling with fraught borders everywhere. Indeed, its western border with Afghanistan is very hot in the sense that Pakistan worries about what has become an increasing surge of cross-border violence from Afghanistan in the form of TTP. And then, indeed, I mean, Pakistan did have a brief military confrontation with Iran last year, and of course, the LOC is now very hot as well. So, clearly, Pakistan cannot afford to have a conflict with anyone, certainly India or whatever the case may be. Yeah, I think that Islamabad has been able to ease some of these tensions in some places. We've seen in recent weeks that its tensions with the Taliban have abated a bit. There have been some senior level engagements, and its relations with Iran, which are always rather volatile, have calmed down. Though I think that so long as Pakistan faces that continuous problem of cross-border terrorism into Pakistan from Afghanistan, those tensions with the Taliban will remain in place. But look, I'll say this. Asim Munir was one of the winners from this recent crisis with India because it essentially enabled him and the military to regain some of the goodwill and the popularity that it had lost in recent years. And so theoretically, there's an opportunity for Munir to leverage that new goodwill and popularity to try to focus on internal matters. And that could entail him trying to propose some type of reconciliation with the opposition, Imran Khan. It could entail him pushing the government, the civilian leadership, to initiate politically risky but essential economic liberalization reforms. But quite frankly, I don't think that's the direction he's going to go in. I mean, he is a hardliner at the end of the day, and that includes his view toward India. So I think that in the immediate term, we could see Munir essentially intensify the repression and the crackdowns that have been one of the major reasons why the military has become so unpopular in recent years. And I really do not think that he would want to be seen as trying to push for a softer position toward India, quite frankly. I just don't think that's where he would want to go. I mean, as we know, the military has tended to derive its strength and its legitimacy from this idea of India as a threat and the military as really the core protector for Pakistan in the face of that Indian threat.